Hey everyone, welcome to another AI conversation. I'm joined today by engineer Darwin Tacubanza, who I just completely ran into online. We seem to be talking about AI at the same time, and as you know, I've been searching far and wide for other people who are interested in artificial intelligence. Anyway, I'll let him introduce himself. Welcome, Darwin, to AI conversations.
Sure. Thanks, Doc. So I'm Darwin. Some of my students call me engineer since I am a licensed electronics engineer. Uh, let's see, yeah, I'm really working and quite interested in the field of AI, technology, cloud, and anything related and tangent to technology. Um, Allow me to introduce myself by mentioning that uh, I'm somehow, yeah, a learner myself. Let's say that the level of my curiosity is, yeah, it's really that high when it comes to AI. It really started nung pandemic when I was laid off. Uh, the story behind it is our team or the contract of the team ended during the pandemic, and the company decided uh, not to longer pursue that engagement or project anymore. So I have extra time to enroll myself in my university. So they they posted it in Facebook that they are offering this computer engineering master's degree specifically on data or data science and engineering. So I found myself enrolling, and until now, I'm still writing my final paper or thesis. So I'm still gathering my courage to finish that one. Pero yeah, it really helped me a lot when it comes to, let's say, na-open yung eyes ko when it comes to trends, especially when our professors mentioning that data is like the future or cloud and even AI. There are some professors that are into that industry. So I'm thankful for them na na-open yung aking understanding or say it really piqued my interest on AI.
Yeah, so I want to dwell on that now because I'm sure there are a lot of people who are going through the same journey that you went through in the pandemic. Mga career shifters primarily or looking at artificial intelligence. So, if you learned about that during your masters now, can you talk about what made AI and data interesting to you? Or what was your mindset before and then what is your mindset now when you started getting started with the kind of the topic of AI and data? What was the big insight?
Let's say that I think the really core technology at that time is cloud. So when I expose myself on the cloud infrastructure and the benefits of companies moving into cloud, ano na yan, nagsunod-sunod na siya na you have your data sitting in the cloud, it's really accessible, and you have tremendous amount of data. So why not use that or leverage on that to to do machine learning AI, and companies will really benefit on that aspect. So yeah, my gear shifted or the mindset really shifted on that one that um, if companies are moving into this big technologies such as cloud, parang sunod-sunod na yan, they will start getting interested on data, how to use data for their advantage, or even the analytics side, and even AI training AI or creating AI models, especially when kapag fit talaga yung business case of AI in that particular company, that will be like a revenue generating one. Or yeah, so they are really looking on hiring people, adapting faster in AI and cloud. So yeah, interconnected talaga siya. That's what I observed in the industry.
Yeah, I don't know if you also noticed even within the let's say the IT field, parang not that many people are getting into artificial intelligence. No? Parang there's a lot of people who build on cloud pero parang goes into mobile web or web development, mobile apps. So, do you feel that even in IT, there needs to be kind of a shift for people to get into AI? Kasi marami rin, yeah, oh, interestingly, those who also do parang statistics, 'di ba?
Mm,
Data and data science, not all of them, oddly enough, are into artificial intelligence, no. I have my own view on this, having gone through also the analytics side of the fence, no? But do you have any thoughts on that?
that will be hinge on sabihin natin because right now I've been to different projects and one of the common traits of the company when it comes to culture is how the business decision makers view technology,
Mhm.
um, and how that will affect their business operations. So let's say that if they realize the benefit of technology itself, and it really goes hand in hand. So there were times that the let's say CTO or the operations manager really don't understand at all technology versus those that are making decisions when it comes to data, in terms of data, in terms of technology, and completely integrating that into their business. Those kinds of culture really thrive on let's say AI and more keen into AI. And yep, that's what I'm observing, especially the projects that I've been with. There's a drive. There should be a drive
From the top, no, to get
from the
into
top.
AI.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think is the parang the roadblock kung ganon, no?
Yeah.
Or is there a roadblock?
Let's say that yes. We have support from the top management. Let's say the next thing or the next roadblock will be hiring the right people. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That will be the challenge since there's not in, let's say, from the pool of talents that we have, especially here in the Philippines. Let's say that we're not that,
Not too many people have skills, no?
yeah, there's a quantity. So let's say there should be there, we should be more aggressive in learning and upscaling on that area. And I believe that this is the trend right now.
You've been on involved in your journey becoming a trainer yourself, 'di ba? You had a few stints as a teacher and a trainer. What do you think is happening on the ground? Because I've also obviously been a lot of in a lot of educational parang initiatives. And clearly we both see na parang kulang talaga. It's not enough, no. So, what do you think it's missing? Or what's the experience like training people on the ground in terms of analytics and now artificial intelligence?
Let's say that the system itself is not yet ready. But yeah, when I say it's not yet ready, that is not related to the teachers because we have enough teachers already that can be trained when it comes to AI. That would be a roadblock in terms of, let's say, having that one or majority or say unanimous decision from the education system to be more adapted in in integrating technology when it comes to teaching or so on and so forth. And we already saw this firsthand in pandemic. We started using cloud, using Zoom for online classes, and now we're confronted again with another technology that is like could be bigger than us. And uh, there are two opposing ideas right now when it comes to AI that it will replace us or let's say technical trainers, but on the other hand, it's it's really a great help for us teachers to use that tool if done correctly. So
Do you see it happening? Kasi I also get that a lot. Especially recently, I started working closely with the IT BPM sector, PPOs, there's always this clamor that okay, we're gonna automate a lot of jobs out of the system. And yet, I don't know if I'm just being too ano lang optimistic. Since the time I've been with them, which is almost 6 months, I have not seen that as the case, no? Parang
Mhm.
nangyari, lumalakas pa nga lalo or we're getting
Yeah.
more work. So, do you see that happening in education? Parang AI coming in and replacing teachers, or the other way around, parang AI helping them instead, no, augmenting their capacity. Parang kasi hindi naman mutually exclusive. Maybe it's both. Pero ikaw, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, let's say that teachers can focus more on the creative task of the education, which is the primary goal of teaching students, instead of, yeah, partitioning their time to admin stuff. You can automate that one. You can do AI that let it do the work on the admin. And yeah, because firsthand, yeah, when it comes to, yeah, I've been a professor during that time as well. During the pandemic, it's really really challenging during those times. And uh, I think it, AI also helped me in terms of, let's say, creating or triggering those ideas, especially if you're someone that not really have that quite extensive background when it comes to, yeah, I myself am using ChatGPT as well, especially if I have this coder's block, so on. I need some ideas. So I do not refrain the class or students to explore on AI, as long as they they will also do their part of understanding the code and not just copy pasting it. Yeah, something to do with that.
Do actually people still mind the copy pasting? I mean, naalala ko in the old days that was an issue. Pero ngayon, if you're not working off a coding template of some sort, it seems rather impractical, no, if you're
Yeah,
gonna write a script from scratch.
from
Pero
scratch.
hindi naman kasi ako formally trained coder. I was a self-taught developer, so I don't mind that, no. But some other people might not mind, no. Pero sige, going back to your journey. So, the pandemic, you got laid off, you started learning, and then at the same time, you also started teaching. Um, when generative AI came in, no, how did you react to that back in 2022?
It's really great when it comes to, let's say, 'cause I cannot consider myself as a creative person. So yeah, uh, so it really helps me on uh, getting a different perspective without uh, taking too much time from other people. And it really helped me in terms of writing as well. I'm not also that quite skilled enough in in writing, especially when it really helped me on writing papers as well. So it helped me, let's say, skilled up. And also, let's say, when it comes to speaking engagements, yeah, I get outlines as well. Or say, ChatGPT can you give like a sample outline of what I can talk about. And especially if uh, kunwari pag I need to, what I'm thinking is, if you have that experience, sometimes my mindset is those students already have a background, but I need to like step back
Mm-hmm.
a bit. And uh, I need to explain it deeper before getting into that topic. So sometimes pag natuturo ko, I get straight to the point,
Mm-hmm.
uh, without, let's say, kailangan ko
Giving
palang
giving the
nasa,
background and all that
yeah.
stuff, no.
And uh, that comes also as well with, kapag nakapag-usap kayo ng technical to technical. So
Mm.
it's like a switch. So I need to switch back and forth.
Well, you mentioned that you don't consider yourself creative, pero I think anyone who's into technology has a different type of creativity. Yun nga, I think ano rin eh,
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of breaking down barriers kasi for the longest time, parang people have labels, no? Ah, okay, you're an artist or you're a programmer or you're
Yeah,
a
that's a good point.
writer, 'di ba? And AI has an ability to break that down, no? Like ako, I don't really consider myself like a traditional artist or traditional writer. But yeah, I also utilize generative AI to structure my thoughts, no? In fact, this entire YouTube channel is pretty much would not be possible without Gen AI, no? The topics that I explore, all that. Syempre, ano hand in hand yan with kind of my own journey. But yun na nga, it's got a good way of distilling everything into, a format. And you need that to be able to communicate and deal with people. Okay. Um what about challenges? What kinds of challenges have you encountered apart from maybe the career setbacks initially? But in terms of learning this stuff, what do you consider the big blocks na if anyone else wanted to get into it would really have to overcome?
I see that it's a challenge for me when it comes to getting feedback from the AI itself. So I think I can speed up the process if I can have like a mentor or someone already has that experience
Mhm.
in AI, especially for those that are you don't have background at all in tech, and they have this strong desire to switch or to shift their careers in, especially in AI and technology. So that would speed up the process if you have someone that you can talk to, not really on like a teacher to student level, but someone you can uh, comfortably ask questions, uh, get their thoughts or insights uh, on how to say what what skills do I need to learn, where when can I start, or ano dapat yung skills na meron ako. Because we're confronted with a lot of information right now when it comes to AI especially, and that will be like a confusion
It's
on
overwhelming, you know.
their end. Yeah, yeah. So you need to somehow filter that out. And if you have someone that you can, yeah, person you really trust when it comes to, especially if you want to yeah, cut the time, sim- move fast, move constant in that sense.
Ikaw, how did you find find advice other than you were studying it in school? If you were going to look out, where would you advise people to go in terms of getting kind of pointers of what to study and where to study it? Or would you advise that they pursue a more formal path, no, going through university, take a master's degree in this case?
It's a good question since during the pandemic, medyo nangangapa talaga ako. So I'm stepping on this side and then the other side and weighing things out,
Mhm.
which option is better or give, gives me better results. And I think when it comes to this age or dating sa Gen AI, I think marami ng Filipinos at are in terms of expertise or experience, they have uh, enough information to teach about and help people to upskill and be ready when it comes to um, riding along this trend. Siguro the best advice that I can give is to know your, like, let's say, learning tendencies,
Learning
which
tendencies. Okay.
which type of format gives you or yields to better results. Let's say that if you're someone really technical and you want to have a hands-on experience, so you will tend to go to like a technical training school or for that one. But it self-learning is enough at your end. So I think online courses will give you the maximum results that you're looking for. It really depends on person to person talaga siya. I think it's, and it what works for me might not work for the other person. So it's really good that you know yourself in terms of learning. But yeah, the common trait could be curiosity. Sin talagang you're curious enough and you have the drive to try things out and never be afraid to make mistakes, as in you will make a lot of mistakes when it comes to technology and starting out.
Do you are you part of any organizations or communities, or do you find those helpful in kumbaga driving your charge to learn more about AI, about data? Did you find any organizations
Yeah,
useful?
I found myself getting into updates when it comes to cloud data and AI. So I also receive newsletters from Google, AWS, and Azure, since I
Mhm.
have certifications on that field as well. So it's really helpful on that sense. Dun ko nalalaman yung updates on Gemini and Sora and OpenAI. Also subscribing to ChatGPT as well.
Mhm.
And aside from those newsletters, I'm also getting involved on, especially in Philippine community. Good thing that tech companies are now visible enough, especially on the student level. I was able to share some of my insights as well from the Google Developer Group and AWS Club.
GDG. Okay.
Yes, um, it happened. Yeah, once in a while, and it will really help, especially the students that are not that really exposed when it
Mhm.
comes to tech. So I really encourage, especially that if you want to expand your network, get to know more about the tech. So the fastest way is to expose or yeah, dive in ka na dun
Yeah.
sa community na yun. So
Yeah. Do you find any particular communities compelling? Like if you were going to recommend some. Tapos nabanggit mo you're certified, no? Do you also recommend getting certified? Was this
yes,
because of
yeah,
your job or wala lang? Just curious about the technology.
yeah, that's the common question that I receive when someone is, you know, say interview or inviting me as a guest speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So what drives me on getting the certificates? I think it's really the the curiosity and to be staying updated in the trend and really help me as well, especially for those that will listen to this session. It will pique the interest of the HR. So really, it's a plus points for them.
The
It,
HR, they like looking at these
yes, yes,
certifications, no? It's a good way of getting credibility.
yes, of course. So aside from that, um, yeah, top of my mind right now is yeah, it's AAP. I've been a member of that organization since the pandemic. So
Mm.
when I saw the post, yeah, I immediately signed in, become a member, and attend those online seminars and
Did you
webinars.
join the
No,
AI Summit, yung online AI Summit? We had
yep,
that
yep,
in 2020.
yep.
Mm.
And it's really helpful, especially in I also recommend that group to uh, companies that I joined in. So
Yeah.
yeah, they are also a member.
Okay. No, I mean that's really alala ko dati when kasi we formed AAP 2018, no? And then tahimik kami for about a year, 2018 to 2019. And then 2019 said, "Okay, we finally need to do an event."
Yeah,
I think we did one event yata live 2018 in UANP, no? And then nakadalawa yata 2018, 2019. And 2020 we were gonna do it again. And then yun na nga nag-lockdown. So we had to scramble and change plans. move it to Zoom. And to our surprise, more people joined on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, than any other physical summit. Physical summit, we were marami na yung 300, no? And that's across academia, private
Mm.
sector, public sector. Pero online, grabe, 1,000 people joined. No? And although in the later years, medyo nag-subside na rin. I guess wala kasi magawa rin yung mga tao. There's nothing to do eh. So let's subscribe. Parang naging TV yung Zoom, 'di ba? Parang
Yeah.
although there was Netflix, dumami rin yung mga Netflix subscribers, pero in terms of the kind of the mainstream, there was very little things happening. And then oddly enough, these days after the pandemic, parang wala na ring masyadong events, parang napanis lahat. If I remember back in 2019, we had many events, mga meetups, yung meetup.com, super sikat dati yun eh,
Mm.
daming
Yeah.
pupuntahan. I wanna revive that nga ulit eh. So, and then just, go far and wide, invite people. Yeah, it's anyway, maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can get into it, no? Okay. Sige. So, we're back to you. So, now that you're on kind of patapos na yung masters mo, any thoughts about what are you trying to sorry to open up
Yeah, yeah.
a topic, no? But what are you looking to do in your research? Sabi mo you wanna submit a paper. And then not just for school, but broadly speaking, what are you interested in right now? No? What's driving your curiosity and your passion?
Yeah, sure. I can share a couple of engagement that I have since last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, since let's say my profile is not really in terms of algorithm, yeah, kapag sinitch yung AI, yeah, you can come across to my name or my profile. Really help on that aspect. So some of the projects that I'm actively developing right now is on the Gen AI itself.
Mm-hmm.
That will be in terms of uh, user-generated response. So I'm working with a healthcare company right now that is helping potential patients, or let's say if they have these symptoms, what could be the the probable um, sickness or prescription that they can get. So that is
Wow.
also subject to approval, and I'm working with uh, medical experts on that area since we're using supervised learning on that one. I also worked before with a manufacturing company that generates like a model of what they are going to construct. Uh, I can't disclose
Of course.
the line of industry in that manufacturing, but yeah. Uh, in terms of researching, I'm in right now on the medical industry since it really piqued my interest when I was able to report on, like, we have a lots of data when it comes to medical industry,
When you say medical, is
bioinformatics.
this a private entity like in a hospital or a clinic,
Yep, yep.
or more of public health?
Um, that's another question that I need to answer if I will use a public health
Hmm.
data or not.
Hmm.
But one of things that I'm looking for is on the dental and something to do with orthodontic data. So right now I'm on the data collection side where we gather a lot of images that to be trained on. And if I will be successful, I can publish that research on prescribing like a symptom or like a probable disease or like irregularity on the teeth without getting that professional fee first from the dental expert. And if
Mm-hmm.
we calibrated that, it will trigger doctors or like the hospital that this needs attention. This patient really need that attention already by just scanning the images. Or so it will. be beneficial both ways. The patient can spend less on that tool, and the doctors will give more time on patients that really have extreme medical conditions, and in that case, so that's the gist of it. But a lot of companies are reaching out right now, and hopefully I can attend to those initiatives. There's really a lot of opportunities out there, so it's not too late for professionals, newly graduates, and uh, technology curious individuals that are looking on AI as their career. So yeah.
Do you recommend people to shift? Kasi right now, there's
Yeah.
a fair number of career shifters. I don't know if you consider yourself a career shifter, pero I talk to a lot of people who actually are shifting. Not just into mostly into data. Yung shifting to AI bihira. I don't know. If you've seen a lot, no. And maybe it's just early days. I don't really know then if there are job openings that are specifically AI related. Parang kulang pa yata. But I know implicitly some jobs are already requiring AI of some sort. So, any views on that from the market that you're seeing?
Let's say yung mga nag-a-adapt ngayon na companies into AI are like in terms of tech maturity, they are really mature. So
Hmm.
they really need to step up their game. So the next probable thing to do is go AI and use data to generate, to predict, to forecast stuff. So um, let's say that in terms of opportunity, yes, we have that companies that are looking for experts. But let's say that if you want to land a job on AI, it will take some resources at your end as well. So kailangan you, you're ready enough to upskill yourself, learn programming. Uh, yeah, because yeah, when I say programming, kasi it's not that I cannot recommend na you need to go to a formal training school just to learn to code. Kasi right now we have AI tools like Copilot and um, yeah, ChatGPT as well will help you speed up that process. So siguro pagdating sa programming, wala na akong excuse to to not to learn how to code. Kasi nga let's say the minimum requirement right now when it comes to tech roles, not
So
not
it's not
excluding
so
AI.
it's
Yeah,
not strictly parang you have to go to a school. Kumbaga, there's enough
yeah,
out there to learn all of this stuff you in your view.
yeah. I think it will really help as well if you have like a drive on problem solving skills, and it my bachelor's background is like a helpful
Mhm.
avenue as well, that we're trained to solve problems, to think deeper, and to dissect requirements and come up with a solution. So that's not exclusive with engineering, but that's also like a soft skill that you will learn in college as well. Uh, Kahit na nasa medical school ka, kahit teaching, yeah, it's uh, the primary skill that you need to pass or to get a diploma, di ba? So the problem solving skill is like enough
Mhm.
to get you into this field.
What do you think are the key parang blockages on the school side naman? Because I feel that yeah, there are a lot of teachers, pero there are not a lot of AI teachers, gets mo? Parang or teachers who get into artificial intelligence. So you're lucky, no? If your professors were able to introduce you to AI. We need more than we need 100,000 of them to start appearing. So any thoughts about that AI in education?
I think we need to, yeah. So that's a good problem as well. I mean, it's not really a bad problem. we can streamline on that. If I will be the policymaker on that one, we need
Mm.
to streamline to tap our resources here in the Philippines. And sayang if other countries will just take these resources. Sayang, sayang.
Mm.
Most of the AI experts are working for the, yeah, first world countries, and saying if they will just focus on that one. Let's say that the policymakers can tap on these AI experts and begin to create a plan on how to, like, let's say, knowledge transfer or upskill our educators on using AI and create a different mindset that uh, it's just like a tool. It also happened when, yeah, nung calculator nga, it's during the first invention of calculator, it was uh, the teachers are divided. So,
Yeah, they
iba
wanted to ban
gusto
it, 'di
nila.
ba? I remember
Yeah,
that in the 80s,
yeah, yeah.
yun yung topic.
So it's just the same thing that's happening right now. So we need to make sure that we're using that as a tool. It's another assistant. So I consider AI really as an assistant to help me in terms of productivity. So if the policymakers can create like a streamline, tap these experts, train the trainers, then train those teachers.
Train more
It,
people. Oo.
it will not be easy, but yeah, there should be like a first step on that one. Uh, let's say that if that will go smoothly, we can see AI integrated in different curriculums. Students will be ready on how to use AI, especially. Um, yeah, my wife is also a teacher, so I can really relate on the struggles
Mm,
that
mm.
the education system has right now.
Okay. Siguro, well, we're almost at the hour, no? Bilis, no? So, just thinking out loud, top of your mind, what are some parang parting words you would offer? Uh, Parang let's address three groups of people, or maybe
Yeah,
four.
sure.
Kasi there's this parang framework I'm trying to champion eh. I called it builder, user, leader, trainer,
Mm,
BULT.
yeah,
Minsan
nice.
leader becomes planner, no? And I feel kasi na these are the four profiles that need to interact and collaborate to get
Yep.
AI. Builders are the technical ones, no? Ones who make the models, tweak the models, deploy the models. So your typical software developer, engineer, data scientist, data engineer, data analyst. The user is the general population
Mm,
who need to use AI naman for their tasks. Then the leaders are the ones who will be making decisions on whether to implement AI in their business or in their process or in the company. You're going to introduce AI to optimize things. And then finally the trainer, no? Basically people who are going to train people. So sa builder crowd, I think you might be in that group also, no? Since you're into IT, cloud, etc. What would you advise them? Parang as a whole, no? Any ideas?
to say that I'm really not on just using one model
Mm-hmm.
in building AI, so we can check different models. And um, if you're on the side of like creating, or really, you can create your own model. Um, yeah, communities like Hugging Face, GitHub, it's a helpful community that I can go into in terms of, let's say, may blockage ako or blocker ako on my code, and simply tap that resource, search for a more or better performing model. So you should not contain yourself with just one model and just stick to it. So there's a lot of solutions out there that will help you in terms of development. Right now kasi when it comes to building, companies are looking on development on a 3 to 4 month timeline.
Three
Not
to four
unlike
months? Wow, bilis ah.
not unlike before, talaga, it will take a year to build a website. So right now it's the market is that in on that level of competitiveness. So kailangan 3 to
Mm.
4 months time.
So
Uh,
bare minimum 3 to 4 months. Okay.
Meron ka ng na-build na website, it's working enough to cater customers because yeah, people are competing right now for ideas, not just for the code itself. So let's say you want to create a CRM, you want to create uh, a landing page. So yeah, 3 to 4 months time. It's like now the bare minimum.
Parang
You're right on that one.
the development life cycle, no? Okay.
So if you want to speed things up, you can tap on these resources and uh, just get enough information and you can decide on, yeah, this is the better model. Especially we get a lot of updates every now and then. Unlike before that like, it'll take months or there's another version to come out. So bigla-bigla na lang may Sora na pala, meron ng
Oo, no?
Gemini, meron
Dami
na.
na, no?
Ang bilis ang progress. So on that level of adaptability, yes, builders should have that um, strong desire for adaptability and, yep, collaboration.
Okay.
Um,
What
yep.
about the user naman? The ones who will be using the tools? Any advice or ideas for them?
There are kinds of users that I'm looking into, especially for the early adopters and the late ones.
Mm.
I can consider myself as an early adopter. So uh, let's say na advice. That's really a good question kasi I've been using, I'm part of the crowd of ChatGPT that uh, na hindi pa siya mainstream. So
Mm, mm.
I already saw the potential on that one. So advice ko lang that if you were using that tool, use it with, uh, let's say, that issue should be addressed first as well on the hallucination and that one. So not all things that are generated by Gen AI is true. So
Mm.
that will be taken care of by the, say, yeah, the accountability part of the company. So that's what I'm thinking about right now in terms of the early adopters. For the other half, which is, yeah, the ones that are not that or skeptic on Gen AI. So uh, it's good to be skeptic, but um, in terms of that, what's happening with technology, we can say that it's good to try things or um, to break these habits. For example, some of the tools that companies are using are, yeah, like ancient na talaga. So they cannot let go of
Mm, mm.
this AI tools. So I think we can check on, let's say, kailangan talaga magkaroon ng curiosity from our users as well. And that will help on in terms of how companies advertise
Yeah.
their their product as well.
What about okay, we've covered the builders, the users. What about planners and leaders? No? These are the ones who will make decisions to include AI, no, in their strategy. How do you how would you advise them, no, if you meet them?
Uh, because I've seen two kinds of, like, yeah, business decision maker. The one is there was an instance na they they're willing to throw in ideas but they cannot filter these ideas out. So parang gusto nila ito agad. So AI doesn't mean um, product creation. So
Mm,
yan. So product creation will take some time. Really. So there was an instance na may client na gusto niya agad ganitong level of AI without considering na their tech stack is not that compatible with what they are looking or trying to achieve.
Right.
So we need to, let's say, step back, get the whole picture of your tech stack and see what can what can be done, and ano pa yung pwedeng i-postpone mo na for a while once you have that things settled in. So yun, may nakausap ako before. Sobrang kailangan natin 'tong gawin, yan, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So
Mm-hmm.
they just keep throwing these requirements, and um, so ako yung nagfi-filter in. So I need to filter that out. Okay, this is not yet uh, doable. So yun. There are other extreme naman that uh, they want to use AI but they don't have ideas. So
So they
that's,
need mga use cases, no, to make it work. Parang ganun.
yeah, yeah. So hindi pa na talaga nila alam paano nila i-fit in yung AI. So dun manggagaling yung insights from the experts. That, okay, you can use AI for this business process. You can use Gen AI for the marketing part or other departments. So yun yung mga na-experience ko. But yeah, for the advice, um, kailangan talaga fit or you know uh, the current status of your company to make a decision on
Mm. Mm.
using AI. Because not all companies that are adapting to AI success. Yeah, as far as I can see.
Yeah, it's early days. I think
Yeah,
I can't point to any particular company yet who can claim. Although may mga iba pumaporma na oh, we're using AI here, we're using AI there. I can't necessarily point to anyone yet na ano na are doing that, no. Pero sige. Okay, lastly, so you have the builder, the user, the planner. Balik tayo sa trainer, no? The trainers and the teachers. What would you advise for them? No? What should they be looking at?
because I think right now what I'm thinking is there are two kinds of trainers. One is those that are really expert on the field. The
Mm-hmm.
second population will be on they are willing to teach AI, but there's not yet that they're not yet equipped to teach AI. So especially those kind of population is on the educational side. So
Tama.
the good thing that especially here in Metro Manila is um, right now personal experience. I've been tapped with different schools already that are interested on integrating AI with their curriculum.
Mm-mm.
So good thing to hear that they are interested on that technology. However, let's say there's really a lack of resources when it comes to experts. So thing is, we need to multiply ourselves. Yun talaga, yun lang siguro yung naiisip ko. We need to multiply ourselves in terms of uh, training another batch or
Mm-mm.
reaching out more people and gaining enough curiosity in this technology and siguro to remove some skepticism or fear in AI kasi yun yung general response of the public na AI will replace them, AI will uh, took away their jobs. So siguro kailan mawala yung mindset na yun, and if users are curious enough, they will reach out to trainers and teachers. So
Tama.
for us trainers and teachers, we need to be ready as well. And siguro in terms of sabihin natin, because there are trainers or let's say or namang false hope naman pagdating sa AI. So that's another thing that we can discuss. So AI
Yeah.
does not solve this thing, and so masyadong optimistic on AI. Uh,
Right. Okay. Sige, I think that pretty much covers it. First, I'd like to thank Darwin for sparing an hour to talk about his journey, his ongoing learning. I think lahat naman tayo are lifelong students, and I think that's
Yeah, of course. Yep.
the culture we need to promote. No, so thank you very much, Darwin, for sharing your insight, and yeah, hope to have you again on another episode of our conversation.
Yep.